In Europe, Odin is surrounded by his night-flying, howling host. In India, the same dissolving principle is Rudra and his young wind gods, the Marut. Shiva expresses this in Nataraj, in the interior of the great temple of Madura. In Shiva's left hand is the flame of yoga held in an arati lamp and moved, circling his head in the rising cycle of birth and the descending sensual flow of impending death. Shiva tramples the demon of desire underfoot, resulting in the upward flow of the creative force into the Sushumna, the pillar of fire. The Shiva Purana tells of a debate between Brahma and Vishnu as to which was superior. They fight each other here on their respective vehicles, the swan for Brahma and Garuda for Vishnu. The attendants of each join in the clash. Gods and aerial chariots come to witness the wondrous fight. Vishnu, in his great fury and mental agitation and breathing hard, discharges his great lord weapon on Brahma. Annoyed, Brahma fires the terrible lord of animals weapon at the chest of Vishnu. The gods are disturbed by this awesome uproar and appeal to Lord Shiva to end the war. Arriving in a chariot shaped like Omkar, Shiva transforms himself into a pillar of fire, into which the weapons of Brahma and Vishnu fall. In awe, the two arguing heroes say jointly, "What is this that is beyond the range of the senses? We must find its top and bottom." So, Vishnu, assuming the form of a boar, goes in search of the root of the pillar of fire, and Brahma, in the form of a swan, flies up in search of the top. Neither succeeds. Vishnu admits his failure, but Brahma lies, as creators are apt to do, and says he has evidence of the top. For lying, Shiva curses Brahma to not be worshipped or to have his own temples. But at Vishnu's request, Shiva forgives Brahma and makes him the presiding deity at all sacrifices. Raphael's rendering of the crossing of the Red Sea shows a pillar of fire descending from heaven to stop Pharaoh's pursuit of Moses and his people during the exodus from Egypt. This fresco from the ceiling vault of the nave of the Cathedral of San Savin shows the angel of God leading the Hebrews to freedom with the protection and guidance of the pillar of fire. When the Kundalini fire enters the central energy channel, the Sushumna, it becomes the pillar of fire, leading the yogi to the promised land. Brahma presides over the energy of elimination, apana, and Vishnu is the god of prana, the elevating energy that results in the disciple of willful action. While Brahma's energy is sensual, Shiva is the lord of Kundalini, the evolutionary force. When prana, flowing down through the Pingala channel, unites with apana, flowing through the Ida, the Kundalini is awakened. This union of the female and male energies is yoga, and starts the evolutionary force flowing up the Sushumna. This same union is shown in this 3rd millennium BC Sumerian seal of the marriage of heaven and earth. Here is the holy moment on the mystic bed where the god of the sky and the goddess of earth are joined in divine union. The multi-storied ziggurat of Nippur in Sumeria has on its top a temple where the healing of the break between sky and earth occurs. According to the Greek historian Herodotus, inside the temple stands a couch of unusual size, richly adorned, with a golden table by its side. There is no statue of any kind set up in the place, nor is the chamber occupied at night by anyone but a single native woman, who, as the Chaldeans, the priests of this god, affirm, is chosen for himself by the deity out of all the women of the land. The priests also declare, but I do not believe it, says Herodotus, that the god comes down in person into this chamber and sleeps upon the couch. Herodotus goes on to say, this is like the story told by the Egyptians that a woman always passes the night in the temple of Ammon at Luxor. In each case, the woman is said to be debarred from all intercourse with men. The union of apana and prana creates fire and is symbolized by an aspect of Shiva, the god of fire, Agni. This temple sculpture is from the Raja Rani, or Queen's Temple, in Bhubaneswara in India. When the fire principle is concentrated, it becomes the sun. Surya, shown here with 2 Shaktis, is the god of the sun, riding on his chariot like the Greek sun god Apollo. Surya is concentrated fire. He is the god of willful action, the god of discipline, the god of concentrated attention. The portrayal of gods and goddesses in India is guided by divine order. The height of the face is the basic measure, or tala. The tala is divided into 12 equal units, angulas. In this drawing, the exact number of angulas are given for each part of the body. A god or goddess is 10 talas high, a human 8 talas. Minor gods are 9 talas high. The vehicle of the god of will, the sustainer Vishnu, is Garuda, who is here genuflecting over a cobra. Garuda's hands are clasped in reverence to Vishnu, and they hold an aniconic emblem of Vishnu, the Shalagrama Shila, sheltered by another hooded cobra. On his forehead are the marks of Ida, Pingala, and Shushumna. Garuda is prana, the energy of breath, and the force used by Vishnu to master the serpent. Garuda is the power of the sky, prana, and the serpent is the power of the earth, apana. Here prana is victorious over apana. Prana is the substrate of the mind, the mount of Vishnu. Shiva's mount is the bull Nandi. This huge stone Nandi near Mysore, India, has the sign of Shiva across his nose, 3 horizontal bars. Nandi is Sanskrit for joy. Just inside the entrance of the Shiva temple sits Nandi, astride the Shushumna of the temple, gazing at his master Shiva. The central line of the temple is clearly marked in this photo. The temple soars into the sky, joining earth to heaven. This is God's gift, prasada, God's grace. Nimrod built the Tower of Babel, hoping to provide a pathway for the gods to come from heaven down to earth. This restoration painting of Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar II is dominated by a ziggurat at the center left. The ziggurat is built to heal the break between heaven and earth. The minaret of the Mosque of Samana, Iraq, is the Muslim symbol of expansion, evolution of consciousness, and the flame of wisdom. Spiraling up this holy mountain, the pilgrim travels toward God. So his receptivity is met by the descending spiral, the manifestation of the Spirit. In the Divine Comedy, Dante stands at the gate of hell and at the foot of the mountain of purgatory, on the summit of which is paradise in the figure of a sacred marriage. Dante holds a book of scripture in front of a church, both of which are to save him from hell. Multi-towers of Tiruvannamalai temple is seen from a higher sacred mountain of Shiva, Arunachaleshvara. On this mountain is the ashram of the famous Huamai yogi, Ramana Maharshi. Now we are in the courtyard of that same temple. Nandi faces the entrance of a temple which is outside the picture on the left. In the background towers a temple gate symbolic of the world mountain, supporting on its summit the high chamber of Shiva and his consort, Parvati. The domes of this Shiite mosque, just outside Tehran, are built over the tomb of a Muslim saint. The sky-piercing domes reach for Muslim paradise. The union of heaven, man, and earth is represented here by the three golden balls on the finial or top of this Islamic dome at the mosque of Madras-e Madar-Ishan in Iran.